Well, the stage is set. For the second year in a row, the Edmonton Oilers will be facing the Dallas Stars in the Western Conference Final. And in this video, I'll be giving you my thoughts on the series and telling you everything you need to know. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode right here on Above Average. I'm YouTube Trev, and guys, you guys have been absolutely crushing it. Really appreciate this. I think the last two videos I've done, I've got over 300 subs, so that's awesome. Let's see if we can keep it going. And over 500 likes in the last two videos, both of them. So over 1,000 likes I got in the last two videos. That's
great success.
It's just insane to me. So if we can keep all the support up, it truly means the world. It helps keep me going, and I know you guys don't like when I spend too long on the thank you part of the video, but I just want you to know it's sick, and I really love seeing it. So yeah, I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the Stars and Oilers series, telling you everything you need to know. And stay to the end of this video because I will highlight the most liked comment in my previous video. That is a sponsored segment of this video brought to you by www.timetrackers.ca. So if you guys like what you're seeing, leave a like, drop a comment down below. I interact with every single one, and subscribe because let's go, baby. Just because you guys have been absolutely crushing it. So with all that out of the way, let's hop right back into this video. Now, this will be the Stars' third straight year heading into the Western Conference Final, and for the Oilers, the third time in the past 4 years. In the regular season this year, the Stars took 2 of 3 games, and this series will include 4 of the top 10 scorers in the playoffs thus far, those players being Mikko Rantanen leading the way with 19 points, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, and Evan Bouchard. It's worth noting that Evan Bouchard does lead the way in scoring for all defensemen with 12 points, and just 1 point ahead of second place Stars defenseman Thomas Harley, so it's safe to say this series will consist of a lot of goals. The Edmonton Oilers do lead the playoffs in 5-on-5 scoring. They have 10 more 5-on-5 goals than the Dallas Stars through 11 games, and I'll touch on that a little bit more later in this video. As far as goaltending goes, you definitely have to give the edge to the Dallas Stars with netminder Jake Ottinger, who's rocking a .919 save percentage and a 2.47 goals against average. In Edmonton's corner, you've got Calvin Pickard, who was solid when called upon, and Stuart Skinner, who came up huge with 2 shutouts after his slow start against LA. Looks like he might have found his game again, but more on that later in this video. And just a quick look on special teams battle, the Dallas Stars power play is currently third, clicking at a 30.8% rate, but they are first of remaining teams left in the postseason. As for the Oilers, they're 6th ranked with a PP coming at 25%. As far as penalty kill goes, the Stars are third in the postseason with an 86% penalty kill, and the Oilers are 14th with a PK of 66.7%. So yeah, that hurts. That's about all the stats I could rattle off for you guys that I didn't want to spend too much time, but I feel like those are some of the biggest ones for sure. But now it's this part of the video where I give my thoughts on the series, what I expect will happen, who I think will win, and everything in between. So as far as forwards go, who do I give the edge to? Well, you know what, this is tricky because I know the narrative right now, it's the Dallas Stars. They're probably as deep or maybe the deepest team in the NHL when it comes to forward depth, and you can't argue that. You look at what they've been able to do. They've got a good mix of vets, they got a good mix of up and coming youth, which is you like to see. And I will say Dallas Stars are my second favorite team in the NHL. Jamie Benn was my favorite player growing up, so I love him. I really do. He's a stud. So yeah, I mean, there's this narrative. Yes, their scoring is really good. But like I touched on a little bit earlier in this video, the Edmonton Oilers do lead the playoffs in 5-on-5 scoring, which is something they didn't last year, not even close. Their depth is actually really showing. They have 10 more 5-on-5 goals than Dallas through the 11 games. So I get, yes, on paper, the Dallas Stars should be deeper, but right now they're not. There's that saying, you know, that teams get hot at the right time. The Oilers offense is certainly doing so, because you can't really credit any of, you know, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl as to why the Oilers won the Vegas Golden Knights series. That's not true, and that's probably the first time in the McDavid Draisaitl era that they've won a series without those two having to show up. I'm almost certain of that. If you have a series, you know, drop a comment down below. As far as I'm pretty sure it's just been Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl every single series, and you know, when push come to shove, it's always been those guys. It wasn't those guys in the previous series. So as far as forward depth goes, I'm going to have to give the edge to the Edmonton Oilers because they are doing what they're doing without Connor and Leon. And then when those guys really start to get going, which, I mean, it's a ticking time bomb. It's going to happen. It hasn't happened yet, but it most certainly will happen. And who knows? Could it be against the Dallas Stars? Could it be? Yeah. Very well might be. That's a hot take there. That's a bold take, Cotton, but that is my take. So as far as forwards go, I really do think it's going to be one night, it's going to be Oilers, the next night it's going to be Dallas. They are so close. I do give the Oilers a slight edge, maybe just because they do have Connor and Leon. As for, the Dallas Stars, they do have Mikko Rantanen, they do have Jason Robertson, Wyatt Johnson, and, like I was saying, those are really, really good players, but it's really kind of just been the Mikko Rantanen show, which has been fun to see, but, and it'll be cool to see how that cancels each other out. Does Connor take on Mikko Rantanen? Is it Leon? I am so fascinated to see the matchups there, but I do give the little edge, just a little edge to the Edmonton Oilers right now. Defense. How's the defense looking up? You got Miro Heiskanen coming in after being injured, and he's looked pretty good. You got Thomas Harley, who's kind of just since everybody's been talking about it, so I'm not really going to dive in too much into it, but since the Four Nations break, Thomas Harley, he was the 7th D when called upon, and he looked good. And Pete DeBoer, they've all come out and said since the Four Nations, Thomas Harley has just looked next level good, and obviously, that's what's going to happen when you're sharing the ice with Cale Makars, the Sidney Crosbys of the world. They're saying his game is really, really slowed down, and that's kind of been evidence. That's what I've been seeing. He's going to be a really good stud, and it looks like the Stars have been able to draft and develop another beauty, and this time being a defenseman, only complimenting Miro Heiskanen. And then you throw Issa Lindell in the mix. Yeah, Cody Ceci as well. He's a pretty safe option back there. You have to give the edge to the Dallas Stars. You just have to. I mean, I love what Jake Wallman has done. John Klingberg, former Dallas Star, he's kind of bringing it back to previous years when he was on the Stars. Prime defenseman. That's when he was playing for the Stars. And I'm not going to say he's that good. He's primed, John Klingberg, but he has brought it back a few years, and he's been a mighty fine surprise. If you're an Oilers fan, everybody's talked about it. He's looked really good, and he hasn't cost the Oilers any goals. He's actually led to a lot of really good goals in this series, and he's looked calm and composed, and that's kind of what vintage John Klingberg was, walking the line and just not being afraid to hold on to the puck. It's been awesome. So you got Wallman, you got Klingberg. Hopefully Matthias Ekholm will be back. It looks like he won't be back till maybe, I'm going to say he's probably going to be back in Game 6 if this series goes that far. So, as much as I can talk about the Oilers defense and how good it has been and how good they have looked, I mean, this Dallas Stars defense is no joke, and this is, again, it's close. Like, this is really, really exciting. It's going to be such a good matchup. It's going to be a great series. I will give the slight edge, and I'm talking slight edge because the Oilers defense has looked really good at times. And I haven't even mentioned Evan Bouchard, who was leading all defensemen in scoring. So he had a pretty quiet series against the Golden Knights. I don't think he's going to be nearly as quiet. He'll show up a little bit more, I believe. But slight edge, I'm giving it to the Dallas Stars. And I don't have to talk too much here about the goaltending matchup. Yeah, I mean, you got Jake Ottinger, who's a top 5 goalie in the world, especially when he's on. You could argue he's top 3. The Oilers don't have that. The Oilers have Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard, who at times have looked really good and at times have looked really bad. And Stuart Skinner is coming off 2 shutouts. And I know a lot of people are saying, Trev, you're still so critical on Stuart Skinner. And to those people, I say, you know what? That's fair. That's your opinion. I've got mine. All I was saying was I think the Oilers played really good team defense in front of Stuart Skinner in those 2 games where he got the shutouts. I mean, I've seen shutouts before. I've seen really good goaltending performances. I'm not talking about Stuart Skinner's shutout. So that's it. But you're not really saying, oh, he was amazing. He was lights out. The team played exceptional in front of him, and he just had to play good. Like, he wasn't bailing them out. I'm sorry, but that's the honest to God truth. That's my thoughts. You drop a comment down below if you disagree with me. But so you got 2, goaltenders that are pretty solid at times, and then you got one bona fide stud in the league. It's got to be Jake Ottinger, who at times the Oilers have, they've been able to get him past him, and they did that last year, and kind of that's what I'm going to talk about now. So you made it this far. What are your thoughts, Trav? What are your thoughts? This is going to be an amazing series. Tell us. Well, it's interesting because you do have the fact that the Dallas Stars have been in the Western Conference Final for now 3 years in a row, and they're going up against a team that beat them last year. Then you got a hungry, team, and Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. I kind of talked about it, how pissy Connor was in the last game, and just the difference, the mentality. I'm sorry, but Connor McDavid, it used to be the saying, this team will only go as far as Connor McDavid can take them. And I don't think you can really say that this year because they are getting, chip-ins from Connor Browns, the Janmarks of the world, Adam Henrique, Evander Kane. Like the forward depth is really showing up. And the Oilers are really committed to playing defense right now. And just from watching any of the other series so far, whether it was Canes Caps, whether it was Jets and Stars, whether it was, I've been watching Florida and Toronto, no team has looked as dominant. And maybe this is biased. Maybe it's just because I'm, really glued in on watching the Oilers, but the Oilers aren't really giving up any chances. They didn't at all in the whole Vegas Golden Knights. Think about this. The last player to score, and it's just crazy, last player to score for the Vegas Golden Knights was Leon Draisaitl. Like, that's like almost 3 games ago. Pretty well. 2 games and 0.4 seconds left. Like, that's just, it's crazy. So, you know what? If you made it this far, maybe it's just because I watched the team a lot, but I didn't really think the Dallas Stars were crazy good against the Winnipeg Jets. And, credit to the Winnipeg Jets. They are very good. They're a team that don't really give you much. The Winnipeg Jets in the regular season and the Winnipeg Jets in the playoffs, I'm sorry, but the regular season team looked a lot better. And I feel like a lot of people can agree with that. I'm giving the edge to the Edmonton Oilers. I do think the Edmonton Oilers are just really rolling right now. And I've talked about it quite a bit in my last few videos. Chris Knobloch, what he's been able to do, the knob adjustments, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, they're going to show up, and they haven't quite, to the same extent as previous years, but it's only a matter of time before 29 and 97 really show up. And the way things are going with everyone chipping in, they don't really have to show up too much, and they've talked about it quite a bit. They're totally okay with playing a defensive game, and they're focusing a lot more in the defensive end, which I don't mind as long as they're getting wins. So that is my thoughts, and I'm saying all this and just, the Dallas Stars are one hell of a team, and on paper, I still do think they're the deepest team in the National Hockey League. They're fun to watch, and I'm extremely fascinated to see how this series holds out, but I'm giving the edge to the Edmonton Oilers. Drop a comment down below if you're a Stars fan. I really want to hear your takes. Am I out to lunch? Am I delusional? Drop a comment down below because I interact with every single one, and it is that time of the video. Okay, and I know in my last video I said that I was gonna have my clock up. Still haven't, guys. I'm procrastinating a little bit with moving in here. Moving in was stressful, but unpacking is just I don't like unpacking. So here's hoping the next video I'll have the clock up, and I'm sorry, that's the way she goes. Okay, but this segment is brought to you by www.timetrackers.ca, where they work around the clock for you, whether you want a big clock, medium-sized clock, maybe this size clock. Go check them out. www.timetrackers.ca, Canadian-based company. They got clocks all over Alberta. It's awesome. Check them out. It's that time of the video where I highlight the most liked comment in my previous video. And like I said, guys, you've been absolutely crushing it. So that is amazing. But this bad boy at edited 1325, if Skinner can just be above average, I like what you did there. Okay. For the rest of the playoffs, the Cup will be in Edmonton next month. Dun, 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 dun. That is the most liked comment, 41 likes. Let's go. And like I said, guys, you guys have been absolutely crushing it. Over 500 likes in the last 2 videos. Can we do 3 in a row? I don't know, maybe. And I think I got, over almost 150 subs in the last video. Let's smash that. Let's see if we can get 200. That would be like a record for me. It's awesome, guys. You guys have been absolutely crushing it. And when you do, I'll be keeping up with the channel. So thanks for all the continued support. I really appreciate it. Don't be average when you can be above average. I'm YouTube Trev, signing off. See you in the next one. Let's go, baby. And puck drop is Wednesday. It looks like they're playing Wednesday. So I'll see you then, guys. Take her easy. Peace.